deal with airplane peanuts.
The comedy powerhouse that is YMH Studios continues to make big moves in the podcasting space, most recently with the addition of another brand new show on their network that premiered earlier today.
Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of First Date.
The show's description reads, host Lauren Compton invites celebrity guests on a first date to decide if they're dateable. Basically, it sounds like a sex-fueled version of Are You Garbage? First Date will be the 5th show on the YMH network, joining the ranks of Two Bears, One Cave, Your Mom's House, Dr. Drew After Dark, Where My Mom's At, and The Danny Brown Show. All 5 of these shows are hosted by familiar faces in the YMH universe, whether that be Bert and Tom, Christina P., Danny Brown, or even Dr. Drew. So who's the host of this new show? Lauren Compton is a comedian and viral content creator who's here live on our show right now to tell us a little bit more about herself and YMH's newest podcast. Lauren, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So my first question is a broad one, but how did First Date come about as far as meeting Tom and Christina and just getting connected to the YMH brand?
So it was shortly after one of my viral videos came out. I think it was the one where I was walking to the mailbox and I get hotter and hotter and hotter. That video came out, and about a week later, I got an email from YMH, and they were asking me if I just wanted to go on Dr. Drew. And then I went on Dr. Drew and we had such a good time. And then they asked me if maybe I'd be interested in hosting a show at YMH. And I was like, oh, wow, that's actually a really cool idea. And then this was all about a year ago, and it took us a year. So it's been in the works for a really long time.
Yeah. I've kind of compared it to like the dating version of Are You Garbage in a way. Like they find out if your favorite comedian's trashy or classy, and you find out if they're dateable. What kind of experiences in the dating world have you been through, have you endured that makes you the perfect host for this show?
I feel like I'm qualified to do this because I'm very opinionated. And I feel like I come from a pretty balanced idea of what is right and wrong. Yeah. But you'd be surprised, the people that I've interviewed, how they don't give a fuck about what's right and wrong, you know? And like Tom, I have an episode that comes out tomorrow with Tom Segura. And he was telling me, like, one of the, I guess this is like just a little sneak preview of what we talk about. But I asked him, I was like, you know, when you were single, how would you go about dating people? Like that was, I'm sure, like, you're so old, like that was before dating apps, you know, like, how did you go about finding people? And he was like, well, I used to go to acting classes and I would pluck actresses. And like, I'm like, Tom, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
So we have things like that in the show where people are sort of alluding to their like dark secrets, and then I call them out. And then at the end of the show, we count how many red flags they have. We decide, and by we, I mean I, just are they dateable or not?
So you're joining a studio that has one of the most rabid and diehard fan bases anywhere on the internet. Has there been pressure felt like joining that family? Have you gotten any early feedback from the YMH community?
They announced it on social media, and I shouldn't read the comments. I know better than that. You know, I'm like, I should know better. But for some reason, a part of me was like, I'm going to go read the comments today. And, you know, they're like, oh, she goes on Dr. Drew and she has big tits. This is Tom's doing, you know? And I'm like, God damn it. Like, I worked really hard to have like a good personality for you people. And all you can see is my boobs. But I feel like the show itself is so entertaining. So I'm just hoping that maybe they stir up so much around the show where they're like, this show is going to be shit. And hopefully that makes people want to actually tune in to find some validation in the bullshit that they're saying and see that there's actually more to the show than they thought. But, you know, I mean, that's the internet for you. Like, the internet's just a bunch of fucking trolls. And, and then as far as like the love in the studio, everyone has been over the moon about the show. Tom has been so nice to me. Christina's been so nice to me. They're all really excited. I mean, we had a set built, this wonderful designer. His name is Marcus Laporte. He does Quentin Tarantino's set design.
Damn.
And he's a freelancer now. And he built the set And we talked about it for months, like setting the scene, making it moody, having like a whole vibe as if you were on a date. So a lot has really gone into creating the whole concept and making it look good and feel good. And it's not just another podcast that they've thrown together. Like there's been a whole lot of love that's like gone into this.
Yeah. So you're talking about your new bosses, Tom and Christina, a little bit there. Who do you think is less dateable or least dateable between the two of them? Hands down.
It's funny too, because Christina watched the podcast as I did it with Tom, and the whole time she was just like, bullshit. And so and then I went on Christina's podcast right after that, and we talked a little bit about it on there, and she's like, man, I can't wait to get on that podcast and like talk about like, our dating life, because she's like, because what he says and what I say are like two very different relationships.
Well, speaking of getting guests, one final question for you here. Before the show has officially started, I guess, who is one dream interview that you've had for the show, comedian or not? If you could have anyone in the hot seat to ask them dating questions, who would it be?
I have been begging the studio to let my gynecologist come on.
Okay. Was that expected?
I feel like talking to the guy that looks at my vagina for fun, that is the kind of person that I really want to talk to and find out like, what is it like? Because it's supposed to be, what is it like to date the person across from me? And I'm so curious what it would be like to date someone that's a man that just looks at vagina on vagina. Yeah. Like, how do you, I'd be so insecure. I'd be like, how does my vagina look compared to all the other ones? Like, and so I don't know. I think that in my fucked up little world, that's who I would like to talk to.
That is such an unexpected answer. I was expecting like Joe Rogan or some crazy. Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for coming on the show. Thank you for being a part of this Joke World Comedy News update. And your show's out right now on the YMH channel. We can go check it out there. Anything else you want to plug while you're here? Yeah,
I mean, you guys can find me anywhere at I am Lauren Compton on TikTok or Instagram, wherever. But I would say that the First Date podcast is my new jam. So you can find that at First Date Show. Okay. So that's the handle for that on pretty much everything except Facebook. Facebook, I think it's like First Date with Lauren or some shit. I don't know. They couldn't get it. So, but if you follow me or you follow that Instagram, like it'll all lead you to the same place. Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, Lauren. In other news, Andrew Schulz crashed Ticketmaster's entire server last week during pre-sale for his upcoming show at Scotiabank Arena, selling all 13,000 seats in less than 2 hours.
The official start to my new tour is going to be in Toronto on September 30th at the Scotiabank Arena. That's where the motherfucking Raptors play. That's where the motherfucking Maple Leafs play. That's where Disney on Ice is at.
Demand was so high from comedy fans to witness Schulz's first time playing an arena that he was able to add a second show right away, which to no surprise also sold out immediately.
Unbelievable. 26,000 tickets under 48 hours. Toronto, you got me feeling like Burna Boy. I'm incredibly grateful. The Life Tour has officially begun.
If the infamous tour showed us anything, these shows are going to be incredible. The pure spectacle that Andrew Schulz was able to bring to last year's theater tour was so well done that you gotta assume he's got something huge up his sleeve with this jump to arenas. Plus, the demand for these two shows makes me think the Life Tour will likely be all arena shows, or at least big theaters, which is not only gonna be super cool for comedy fans, but also would add Andrew Schulz to the rare list of comedians who've sold out arenas all across the world. Guest spots from last week: RFK was the guest on the Joe Rogan Experience, YMH had on Mateo Lane, Mateo was also the guest on Whiskey Ginger, Sam Talent was on Dr. Drew After Dark, Two Bears One Cave was Bert and Tom and Bert, Kyle Kinane was on We Might Be Drunk, Kill Tony this week was with Dave Attell and Jeff Ross, Caroline Bonyewicz was on Take Your Shoes Off, Chrissy Chaos had on Kenny Sebastian, Are You Garbage talked with Lil Sass, and the Adam Friedland Show had on Chris Cuomo.
I like dogs better than cats.
You see a tiger as a cat?
I guess I like tiger. I don't know.
Do you have a dog?
Yeah.
What kind?
Pitbull.
Is that true? What's its name?
Isis.
Show me a picture.
So cute.
This was actually true.
She's so cute.
Oh,
She's my best friend. She changed my life.
this makes me feel so differently about you. And I like your hair better in this picture.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh.
This past weekend with Theo Von talked with Roseanne. Flagrant had on Israel Adesanya. Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast talked with Kevin Iso. Chad and JT were on the Harland Highway. Taste Buds battled Bomb Pop vs. Creamsicle. Frankie Quinones was on the Honeydew. Jay Leno was on the Blocks Podcast. Duncan Trussell was on Where My Mom's At. Tommy Pope and Carmen Lynch were on You Know What Dude. And Young Gravy was the guest on Tiger Belly. As far as new stand-up specials that are either out right now or coming out soon, the big one from last week was Mateo Lane, Hair Plugs and Heartache. That is a hilarious 47 minutes out right now on Mateo's YouTube channel. We also have Ali Sadiq, Domino Effect Part 2, up over 1 million views on YouTube as well. Nate Craig, Live at the Green Mill, was uploaded to YouTube 2 weeks ago. And some upcoming stand-up to look forward to. The young bull Shane Gillis is filming his new special this Saturday, June 24th. Also, the Fully Loaded tour is underway right now, and it looks fucking amazing. The lineups are insane, the venues are incredible. If you have a chance to go experience this festival, I would strongly recommend it.
Guys, what are you doing this summer? Here's my pitch. 4 weeks, 2 weeks in June, 2 weeks in July, we hit the road. Start in New York, end at the Gorge, cold beers, cocktails, fireworks, slip and slides, don't tent. We're doing arenas, baseball fields. People are ripping their shirts off. It's the time of a fucking life.
We've got some dope videos coming out later this week right here on Joke World. If you're a Norm Macdonald fan, I would definitely recommend checking out the video we posted over the weekend. That video will be linked on the end screen here, as well as below in the description if you want to check it out. Shout out Lauren Compton for coming on the show. Go check out First Date right now over on the YMH YouTube channel. And make sure to mix it up in that comment section. Tell them Joke World sent you. Tell them I found this video from Joke World's channel. Let's see what happens if you all did that. I don't know. Thanks for watching.
At Joke World. That's it, at Joke World.
And the world is WRLD.